Hello everyone, this is Tal Golden with the Deep Zone, where symbol and number meet the heart and mind. My website is located at thedeep.zone, if you care to check that out. Today we're going to talk about the philosophical roots of the New Age movement and how that relates to the Age of Aquarius. And these two people right here, this guy right here, Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, and his acolyte, his follower, Barbara Marx Hubbard, and how she's a leading figure in the New Age movement. For better or worse, their ideas, their beliefs, their doctrine are what the elite follow. So when she talks, we need to be listening. And we talked about in the last video how the Age of Aquarius is coming on, and these people take it seriously. And the Age of Aquarius is going to be ruled by the planet Saturn. That's why I had this guy right here with his scythe. And they make no bones about it. They're ready to unleash a massacre, a genocide. Let's see what we're getting into here. One of the most prevalent catchphrases of the New Age movement is the Age of Aquarius. The New Agers and others believe that this coming era, based on astrology, will be a golden age of sweetness and light. However, they plan to get there by killing all those who oppose their collectivist worldview. Barbara Marx Hubbard was direct in this quote: "1/4 of humanity must be eliminated from the social body. We are in charge of God's selection process for planet Earth. He selects, we destroy. We are the riders of the pale horse death." So she's bringing up the language of Revelation, of the apocalypse. And here's another quote by her. And oh look, she's got her loving face on with her smiles and her hands extended. She loves you. And she's going to prove it to you right here. "We will use whatever means we must to make this act of destruction as quick and painless as possible to the one half of the world who are incapable of evolving. The selection process will be quick." So that's an example of Barbara Marx Hubbard's love. And is she just some kooky old lady? Well, I wish that was the case, but if you look at something that came out about her on the Independent website, Barbara Marx Hubbard, she's a futurist who inspired thousands to imagine a better world. And she believes in collective human consciousness and conscious evolution. Her ideas are taken seriously among the elite. Let's take a look at the speech I was telling you about, where she talks about Taylard. And we'll start her right there.
Then I began to research into the field of conscious evolution, which at that time didn't have a name. And by far the person that was most meaningful to me was Teilhard de Chardin, and the book, The Phenomenon of Man. And when I found that book, see, I knew I was a mutant, but that didn't really sound good. I had to find out some better way of describing myself to myself, and it didn't give me any sense of what to do about it. As I read Teilhard, as you probably are all familiar with this well-known book, The Phenomenon of Man, basically he discovered purpose, direction, and meaning in evolution, leading to ever progressive order to the point where the noosphere, the thinking layer of Earth, which Peter Russell has called and made famous as the global brain, was going to turn on. And if and when, so the discovery was the law of complexity consciousness. As systems become more complex, they jump in consciousness, freedom, and order. And he saw this impulse of evolution within the entire billions of years of evolution as, in his language as a Jesuit priest, it's basically God in evolution and divine purpose. But it could be considered implicate order. It could be considered a mysterious process of universal intelligence, but every single turn on the spiral was going to higher consciousness, greater freedom, and more synergistic or interactive, or in some sense, loving order, because more parts were connected together to make a whole. And when he saw that the coming together of the noosphere, the thinking layer of Earth, this was before internet, But he saw that. I intuitively knew that was right. And I'm probably one of the very few people to fall in love with the noosphere
That's probably
in
a
the
good place
60s.
to stop right there. So you can see that that she was quite enamored with Teilhard's thought in this book, The Phenomenon of Man. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go and click down here. The Phenomenon of Man has 201 Gematria. For those of us in the Gematria community, if you're not familiar with Gematria, it's the practice of coding letters and words into numbers, and those numbers has symbolic meaning. The number 201 has very great significance to the Jesuit Order because the Jesuit Order equals 201. The founder of the Jesuit Order, Ignatius Loyola, it equals 201. So isn't that apropos that the title of Teilhard's book, The Phenomenon of Man, which is really considered the New Age Bible because all the major concept, the New Age, the noosphere, this global brain they're talking about, the big, this somehow everyone's going to have the ability to click into it. But if you're not really on their wavelength, well, what does that mean? It means you're going to be eliminated, and of course that would mean me, and many others who don't want to see this happen right here because we're individuals. We're not designed to be plugged into some global brain. And you can see how the Gematria just keys in on this evil theme right here. Noosphere equals 115. Omega point, which is the point where the supposed their Christ consciousness is supposed to blossom spontaneously into our dimension. It's going to be the end of history. The Omega point. Everyone else is going to be left behind that can't come along. It equals 115. Of course, the word killing equals 115. The word Lucifer, and this is Luciferian as it gets, it equals 115. Masonic equals 115, and we have to say that the Masons have been involved with this from the beginning. They're big promoters of the New Age. They even have a magazine that's called the New Age. Ad majorem de gloriam, the slogan of the Jesuits that they print everywhere they get, they stamp it on their statues, 115. So, Omega point, noosphere, Lucifer, Masonic killing, all of those terms adding up to 115. Now, we also got to point out that Teilhard, he really had a personal, interest in promoting the idea of evolution. Now, isn't it interesting that he took part in the digs that led to the hoax of Piltdown Man? And you can see him pictured with some of the other major suspects in this deal. So he takes part in the digs that were basically one of the biggest scientific hoaxes of the 20th century. Piltdown Man that was used as a proof of evolution for over 41 years. Teilhard was involved with all this, and you can see this wonderful painting that that was done during the period to show this. At the time, it was considered scientific fact. Teilhard, he's associated with this stuff. Now, the Jesuits. Okay, now here's the thing about Taylard and his relationship with his order. During his lifetime, the Jesuits' official stance toward him was that of plausible deniability. Nowadays, however, he's an accepted voice of Catholic theology, at least among the last four popes, who have all spoken positively of him. And this is despite the Catholic Church's long-neglected warning against his work. Now, if Pope Francis does end up lifting this warning, as many New Agers hope for, then the long-established pattern of the Jesuits secretly promoting ideas they censored in public will come full circle once again. And we see Pope Francis talking to the Jesuits. And look at this guy on the front row. He's got the triangle right here, for the camera, more than likely. Now, Gematria, that we talked about earlier, the 201s, the phenomenon of man, it equaling 201, like all the other ones right here. And here's a copy of the front cover of the book right here. You can see the Omega sign right here. The last. Christ is, called the Alpha and the Omega in the book of Revelation. Now, Now, although the controversy between Teilhard and the Catholic Church was well publicized, it's clear that his vision of utopia, of a spiritually unified world, and the globalist agenda of the Jesuits coincide in the New Age movement. The Jesuits are masters of adaptation and will incorporate virtually any idea as long as it contributes to their cause of total world domination and annihilation of any opposition in the process. And here's another picture of Teilhard. Now, his official birthday is May 1st, 1881. Where have we heard of that date before? May 1st. The communists celebrate May Day every year, okay? Because that was the date that the Bavarian Illuminati was formed. On May 1st, 1776, Adam Weishaupt. Now, he's the supposed creator of this secret society. He was also a Jesuit priest. Now, the official story goes that Weishaupt, he left the Jesuit order before he started up the Illuminati. But I say that part of his assignment must have been to seemingly oppose the Catholic Church in order to win more adherents and power that could be manipulated by the Jesuits themselves. And here's another picture of the triangle, the upward pointing triangle. He was the guy in the picture listening to Pope Francis. He had the downward pointing triangle. They like them both. For instance, just before the Illuminati was founded in 1776, Pope Clement XIV gave his blessing for the expulsion of the Jesuits. So even the Pope got tired of these people from most of continental Europe. That happened in 1773. At that point, the Jesuits needed the Illuminati to advance their goals of making the European nations pay for kicking them out. And we can see Pope Clement with a look of serene, it looks like he's expecting something bad to happen, but he's giving his blessing just the same. And there's no denying that the Jesuits and the Illuminati had interests that aligned with each other. The Order Illuminati stated goals were to topple the crowns of Europe and create a world state and a new religion in the process. No doubt, this was a group the Jesuits could work with. And you can see Adam Weishaupt, he did change the name from the Bavarian Illuminati to just the Order Illuminati. It equals 201 as well. Now, before Ignatius Loyola founded the Jesuits in 1534, he was arrested and put on trial as an alumbrado. Now, this was an Illuminati group. They called themselves the Lumen Ones. That's what alumbrado means in Spanish. They called them, collectively they were known as the alumbrados. And so it's gone from the beginning, starting with Loyola himself. He was soon acquitted of wrongdoing, as most spies and double agents were. No doubt the Catholic Church got a lot of ideas from the Illuminati, because you can see this in the iconography in their statues. Illuminati symbol of the one eye, right in the center, the papal tiara, his headpiece. And look at this right here. The quill pen is making a Kabbalistic gesture right here. A sign of the lightning bolt, just like the tree of life. The flow of energy goes up and down the tree of life. You can see the zigzag. That's what that symbolizes right there. And the Sacred Heart is also on the page. That's something the Jesuits, that's a symbol they promoted. The burning Sacred Heart of Jesus, because Loyola, he always signed his correspondence, "Go forth and set the world on fire." Okay, so it's connected with that. We'll get into more of that in future videos. So let's stay with this. You can see a coin coming from Saxony, right about the same time the Jesuits, were, I said they were established in 1534. This is a 1616 coin from Saxony. The all-seeing eye in the center, the phoenix, which is another pagan symbol, makes its way here. I've got a lot to say about the phoenix, and we'll be getting to that. If you can go to my blog, just type in on the search bar and type in phoenix, and you'll see. I've touched on this before in other things. But anyway, moving on here, IHS into service. This also as well. That's the Jesuits' calling card right there, IHS. Now, when you look at the birth numerology of Pierre Teilhard, we see notable correspondence between him and the founder of the Illuminati, Adam Weishaupt. As mentioned earlier, Teilhard was born on May 1st, 1881, which was exactly 105 years after the founding of the Illuminati on that day in 1776, 105 years. The day that Teilhard was born, May 1st, 105, date numerology. The term Order of Illuminati, in full reduction, reverse, it equals 105. May 1st, in reverse ordinal, it equals 105. Now here's something else that's interesting. In reverse full reduction, May 1st, or May/1, it's literally repeated. May 1st equals 51. Now within the 4 base ciphers, May 1st, if you just add up the letters, A being 1, Z being 26, if you add them up like that, May 1st equals 111. The 3 nails, in the cross. If you look at the Jesuit logo, what do you see? I'm flipping back up here. I know I'm doing that, but the 3 nails, boom, boom, boom. May 1st, ordinal gematria, the simplest gematria, 111. What does that lead us to? Oh, I'm going way too far down here. Let me go back up to where I was. Sorry about that. Yeah, 111. Now, in English Sumerian, you just take any word, that word value from English ordinal, you multiply by 6. Of course, 111 times 6, 666. So May 1st equals 666. And communism, I think any thinking person would have to agree that that is satanic. All the death and destruction they brought about in the world. And that's what New Age thought is. It's just, communism with great marketing. That's all it is. Teilhard also spoke openly about pantheism, or nature worship, in this quote. This is something he had to say. My approach would be to narrow that gap by bringing out what one might call the Christian soul of pantheism, or the pantheist aspect of Christianity. Pantheism is the basis of New Age thought as well. And this is where Barbara Marx Hubbard gets her rationalization for genociding half the human race. The word pantheism also equals 105, as does Masonry and Zionism. And, the state of Israel, it's part of this too. And if you look at my blog, you can see some of the things I had written about that. The Zionists, they're part of this of this grand conspiracy. They're not the leaders, I don't think, but they're certainly part of it. The name of their movement, Zionism, equals 105 in English ordinal. Now, here's some other things that Teilhard had to say, which are eyebrow-raising. Teilhard is also on record for stating modern totalitarian regimes, whatever their initial defects, are neither heresies nor biological regressions. They are in line with the essential trend of cosmic movement. So what he's saying is that fascism, Nazism, communism, and all the death and destruction that's taken place because of those movements, it's just a trend towards the love that they have in store for us in the age of Aquarius. His publishing letters include another admission about the true nature of this thought and influence on people like Barbara Marx Hubbard. Evil is not catastrophic. What? Yeah, that's what he's got to say here. It's nuts. Evil is not catastrophic, the fruit of some cosmic accident, but the inevitable side effect of the process of the cosmos unifying into God. Now, if you were to look at that from a purely philosophical standpoint, I might give you a pass. But these people are actually talking about putting it into practice. And I found this picture right here. It kind of symbolizes what I'm talking about here. In the New Age model of pantheism, genocide is little more than weeding a garden. Just pulling up the people by the roots, throwing them in the rubbish pile, and just there you go. Here's something else he had to say, as if that's not enough. Fascism may represent a fairly successful, small-scale model of tomorrow's world. And that's a quote from Teilhard's book, Science and Christ. If you go to the link down below on the YouTube video, I'll have that linked. You can see that yourself. And as we've covered in previous articles, that Jesuit connections to fascism and communism are a matter of history. The total disregard for the individual, critical thought, free speech, and human life itself are their well-known characteristics. All of them have been carried over to the New Age movement. And with this in mind, it's probably no coincidence that Barbara Marx Hubbard and Pierre Teilhard both died on April 10th, 64 years apart. That's another, kill. The word kill equals 64. April 10th is also important because that's the date of the birth of the goddess, the great goddess. The Romans celebrated it as the festival of Cybele on April 10th. Rambo, who broadcast with Zach on TFR, he kind of led me to that right there. But isn't that amazing that Pierre Teilhard and Barbara Marx Hubbard both die on the same day, April 10th? Now here's the other thing right here. When April 10th is written out, it has full overlap with the word conspiracy in all four base ciphers. April 10th and conspiracy both equal 123 in English ordinal, 51 in full reduction, 147 in reverse ordinal, and 57 in reverse full reduction. And by the way, conspiracy also equals the value for the word procession, as we covered in the last article. So let's not forget about that. That procession, this process that the age of Aquarius depends on, it also equals the same values as conspiracy in all four base ciphers. So April 10th is an important date. I'll have to look at it and research it some more. But until then, this is Tal Golden at the Deep Zone, the Deep Dot Zone, where symbol and number meet the heart and mind. Until next time.